It left Kenya as flight KQ202 and returned as RAO 001, bringing back the late Raila Odinga's body from India for final rites and burial in Kenya. That flight made history both by the person whose body it carried, but also the attention it attracted both locally and regionally. The crew aboard that flight recount the moments aboard the flight that brought Baba home. Brenda Wanga was there.
On the local and regional stage, few lives cast a longer shadow than that of the late Prime Minister Raila Odinga. His final journey, unexpected and profound, demanded a passage worthy of his legacy. For Captain Savi Maria Ondego and in-flight performance manager Jason Mose, an ordinary scheduled Nairobi-Mumbai flight was to become an indelible chapter in Kenya's history. Captain Savi Maria had landed in Mumbai on Monday and was scheduled to return to Nairobi Thursday morning. A phone call from her boss, however, changed the nature of that flight.
As I was preparing myself to rest for the flight is when my boss sent me a message asking me, "Hi, how are you? How's the team in Mumbai?" This is not an unusual message from my boss. He checks up on the crew, checks up on stations. I just figured maybe he was asking something about the flight, you know. And that's when he said, "Oh, okay. I know you've heard what's happening in the country." I said, yeah, I have. It's a sad day. And he said, "So, since you guys are there, kazi kwenu."
Savi Maria, a veteran with 18 years of flying experience, was entrusted with not only the hundreds of souls aboard the flight, but also with the sacred duty of delivering a national hero home. That task began on the tarmac at the Chhatrapati Shivaji International Airport, Mumbai.
I actually was at the cargo hold whilst he was being placed in, and, you know, let alone that he was the late Prime Minister, it's the feeling of a child, you know. I could understand Winnie's feeling that, no, I'm somebody's child, the father's gone.
We were doing
Jason Mose, on the other hand, had the task of caring of the passengers on board both the flight to Mumbai and the return to Nairobi. On board, government dignitaries and family members alongside the scheduled passengers were his main concern.
This was not a normal flight. I understood that. It's not a normal flight. And Kenya Airways did everything to accommodate the government delegation and the family members who were traveling. And of course, there were emotions running around. People were sad. And everybody, especially from Kenya Airways, wanted everything to be perfect.
This is your captain speaking. Today, we acknowledge a significant loss felt across Kenya and Africa.
Jason says the combined 12 hours of flying went by fast, but they also felt like the longest flight he's ever undertaken. The weight of that flight becoming apparent when the airplane entered Kenyan space.
RAO 001, continue approach, contact tower 118.7, karibu nyumbani.
When the call sign for the flight was changed from KQ203 to RAO 001, that changed everything. The family were overwhelmed. They cried tears. The members of the delegation, they cried, you know. It was such a touching moment and thoughtfulness from Kenya Airways.
The traffic is well clear. There's a helicopter doing a circuit.
The crew of at least 8 people brought the most tracked flight in the country in recent times to a smooth landing and heroic welcome into Nairobi. A scene that also presented its own set of logical challenges.
The borders were in front of the aircraft. The crowd had surrounded the aircraft. I still had passengers on board that I was responsible for. And at that moment, my team again, led by Jason, you know, rallied, and we were able to get the buses to disembark the passengers. Once the passengers had gotten on the bus and were safely whisked away, we secured ourselves in the aircraft.
The crew aboard flight RAO 001 did more than just complete a manifest that day. They were the anonymous few who bore the nation's grief and love and ensured that the late Raila Odinga's last international flight and journey was conducted with dignity and professionalism. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV, Nairobi.